There are two ways to prepare data inside SAS Viya. So there is the prepare data option and the develop SAS code option. And the prepare data is maybe the more lightweight option to data preparation. And then the develop SAS code with the flows interface is the heavyweight option for the data preparation. So let's check prepare data first. So here you operate by creating these data preparation plans, and let's create a new plan and select a dataset we want to prepare. And I will select the HMEQ dataset we have been using, and it loads data for me here. Now, if I want to rename managed columns in any way, I can use, for instance, the managed columns transformation. I can drop, for example, some variable out, and here I can rename the columns if I want. When I run the transformation, I get a new table essentially. It's an in-memory table at the moment, and I can browse the sample set, how it looks after the transformation. There are multiple ready-made transformations here in the left side panel. Like, it's really easy to do appends, joins, partitioning, filtering, transposing, or adding, for example, identifiers, or cleaning the data from white space. You're also able to do more complex things here as well if you want to. So I can add a calculated column, which is really easy way to for example create a new variable for example loan divided by the value. So if I want to create maybe the share that there is still a loan on the house value, I can create a new variable just like this, and just remember to set the type here, and let's hit run. After the job is finished, the new variable appears here as the first one, and that's how easy it is to calculate this. If you still need to have more complex data transformations, there is also the code node that you can use to create even more complex transformations on your data. And you can use either DataStep or Castle languages. All right, that's it. Let's jump next to develop SAS code. So I can open the main menu again and jump to develop SAS code. And this interface is called SAS Studio, and it's the coding interface that you can use for pretty much anything. So everything we have done in the visual interfaces, you can do here using SAS code. And the thing I want to present here today is the flows interface that you can really easily use to manipulate data. So let's build a new flow. And here I will select a dataset that we will use. So let's use the HMEQ again and drag and drop that to the canvas. All right, let's do some example data transformations. I will start with the filter rows, transform, and drag and drop that to the canvas. And then I can select its properties. So, for example, let's select the debt to income ratio, and I want to select all the values that are less than let's say 40. and I can run the node and get then the results. So by clicking the output port, I can inspect the results of the run. Okay, it looks good. As a next step, I could try maybe the query node. So with this, I can do quite many things. So joining data, creating new variables, sorting, filtering, all sorts of things. In this case, I want to retain all the original variables and then create a new calculated column. I will create a similar variable that I created in the data preparation side. So that would be loan divided by the value. And I will give it a name. So loan divided by the value. And then I will set the type, so that would be a numeric column. And then I can hit save. Once again, I could run the node individually, but let's add already a table here. So we would like to save the results now to a in-memory table in our own cache library, and let's save them into a table called res HMEQ. In addition to these steps, we have ready-made tasks that you can also use here. And tasks are these mini interfaces you can use to generate SAS code. And let's do clustering so you can see what I mean. So by opening the task, I get this interface where I can do some selections, and based on that the code is generated on the right. And here I can select a data table, and then here I can select, for example, different interval inputs. So let's select a couple of ones that we could use for the clustering. And as I have set the required variables, the code updates. And we could still maybe specify the output table for the cluster statistics and select that one as well. And we would like to save them into our personal cache lab again under cluster result. Now we have the code ready, and we can easily now take this code to the flow we had just created. So let's do that and jump to the flow. And now the code is here inside this node, and the next step would be to connect that to the previous step. So I would specify here the cache library and the table we just used to write the data out. So that would be the res HMEQ. And we can keep the output data as it is. And then we can connect the nodes and run the entire pipeline. There we go. As the data refreshes, I have the cluster results here in a table in my cache lab, and here you see the 6 clusters we have created.